How's it going, guys? Back here again with some more Historic Brawl. Today we're checking out the Eternal Wanderer. I'm 90% sure I didn't make a deck on this commander. I'm 90, maybe 90. But she's a really cool commander. She's shown up in a bunch of decks, and the more I talk about her, the more I feel like I did make another deck about her, but I looked through my list, and it wasn't there, so I might have deleted the deck list. But, God, I hope that's not the case. But she's really cool. Get in to do some toxic. I don't know, part of me is not biased, okay? Part of me is not biased. But I think that there's a little voice in my head that's saying that she might just be better than Elishnorn as a commander for Brawl. And I know this sounds biased because, every video you see me with my Wanderer sleeves. But, definitely not. Let's gain some life. Do some more toxic damage. They're gonna have to answer it eventually. Hey, look at the sphere. I don't know, 2 mana, draw a card, sacrifice land. Bit rough, but eh. So the ideal is just to have something to blink when Wanderer comes in. She can also blank attackers for a turn, which is really dangerous. I'm guessing we just well, Thresher can attack, right? So if they attack in here, I don't block, I don't think. I was going to, but if they... I think I do anyways. They can't kill. I guess they could kill. Shadow Sphere. Yeah, I really just don't want to lose my, They can deal 2 damage or something. The reason Combat Thresher is sad, because we could have blinked it and it would have become a better creature, but... having the Circuit Mender is just about as good. So she actually says blink an artifact or creature, so she's actually really good with just little eggs, because your opponents can't remove the eggs, right? It's one of the distinctions between building her and building Elishnorn, because Elishnorn will double up any permanent in the battlefield, but Eternal Wanderer with her blink will only work with artifacts and creatures. And Panharmonicon, which is the original double up, only works with artifacts or creatures. Gaining life, drawing cards. I see no way this goes wrong. So the wrath that they have access to in Rakdos are the damage wrath, like Anger of the Gods, Hour of Devastation, Burn Down the House. But then they also have access to a couple of Black Wrath, right? Like Ritual of Soot. God, what's the dragon one called? Crux of Fate. And then Blood Money. And then Blood on the Snow. So, like, the pool of answers is not great. So we can use the Eternal Wanderer to unequip all of their equipments. Which sounds fun. It took them the whole turn to do this, but they also cast their commander this turn. So it was really 1 mana worth of stuff, but... they have to decide to leave it into exile because it'll come back at the end of their next end step, or they can put it in the command zone. If they put it in their command zone, it's going to cost a lot, right? And we already have an obscene mana advantage, so I think... But then what are you going to do, right? Like, Eternal Wanderer is going to do that every turn. She will blink it out of existence until the end of existence. She's a weird card. I really do appreciate some of the uniqueness behind her design, right? Because this is either blink card advantage, right? Or it's removal. And that's a neat ability, right? And the Wrath ability, that is the cornerstone, the end product, is basically I keep my best creature, you lose all but your worst creature, which is really good for a one-sided effect, right? Or for like a symmetrical effect. Yeah, our opponent has given up on the job. On to game 2. I don't know, I just finished my Gruul deck recording, and I was a little disappointed in that, but I gotta say I'm happy with the mono white. Mono white is definitely moving closer towards a comfort food type deck, right? Because it's very similar to how you used to feel with Gruul Stompy. You're doing cool things, and you just keep doing cool things until either somebody answers you, or... So I think we go Ingenious Smiths first, because we have a lot of artifacts. We might be... never mind. We might be able to hit something. So let's Charming Prince. Give that another go. Nope, okay. I think we've put in 3 lands to the bottom in our last 8 cards. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Get a Light Shield out. Ugh. Well, that's not very efficient anymore, is it? See, Lumbering Light Shield is one of those weird cards that, and I remember watching a video about somebody who tested how high you could get a card to cost using a Lumbering Light Shield blink strategy. It's a neat concept, right? Ugh. Are they beast? No. So I didn't draw anything. I could try to draw something. I feel like Mangara can get the job done. So if you blink a token, it just disappears. So she's pretty good against beast tokens. Huh. I think I'm going to exile that. Gain some life opponent. And I'll just wait, because I think I can settle the wreckage at some point. Hopefully in the near future. Vivian Reed could be a problem. You know, I could just go with the with the settle the wreckage ramp package. Like, it says exile all attacking creatures target player owns. They may search for basic lands, right? Like, we could search. Yeah, I don't want to walk into settle the wreckage. I don't blame them. Well, that gets me to 6 mana. A hard way, of course, but it does get me there. They know I'm land starved, which is why they're not casting 2 spells, because they don't want me to draw cards off Mangara. But now that I've gotten to the point where it doesn't matter, they might just go for it anyways. Start nuking tokens. Wow. Blinked it and everything. So it's... I think this is going to be a massacre on my end, but... Like, she's going to ult. And I don't want that. I'd at least like a couple of trades. I'm not even in a position to get trades, am I? I guess I got 1 trade. 2? 2's okay. Yeah, we're only going to draw a card because we attacked it. But they can only, I guess, Wanderer dies anyways, right? Because if they Garrick, doesn't matter what they attack with, Wanderer will still die. That's rough. Certainly opened ourselves up to some pain. Well, let's play our Basilica. Yeah, we'll still have 4 mana left over. Although we should have done it the other way. We should have manually tapped Gilded Lotus and 1 additional land. Because at this point they can hold us hostage. If they just tap destroy the Gilded Lotus before combat, there's no way for us to settle. Our opponent knows and respects the settle the wreckage. Good to hear. Onobo. Onobono is an experienced Magic player. I'll keep this. You keep that. I think that's dead. Fell for the trap. If I hadn't played an Anjo, we would have been fine. But I think we're dead. So the pump plus the trample equals dead. Ah. Good old draw 7. Do love me some Hunter's Insight. Ah. Poor Wanderer. Guess we should have wrathed earlier, but I don't know, the beginning of the game felt pretty dominant. It's a long queue wait. Normally you can match... Hey, there we go. Normally the matchup time is not very long for Historic Brawl. You up against Atraxa. I'm sorry, Wander. Your final opponent is going to be a rough one. So we open up with Screeve. Screeve is a card that I have... Like, initially I slept on him, but, like, he is a really good addition to Historic Brawl, just in general, because he's protection. He's a way to attack through. Like, he does a lot of really good stuff for the format. Let's get down a wedding announcement. Try to out-aggro the Atraxa deck. If they get to 6 mana, the game is up. The jig has been... Yeah. Huh, what do we do about that? Yeah, that's fine. Black? Oh, it's hexproof, not protection. Never mind. No attacking. Oh, it says creatures can't be blocked by creatures of that color. I could have attacked. Screeve, why didn't you just say protection? That would have made it so much simpler. Okay, let's see if they're willing to ramp me. Black. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just a broken AI. You ever, well, some of you might, but some of you might not. The Chandelar AI. Sometimes it would run across a triggered ability that it thought was really cool, and it would just do it over and over again, despite the fact that it was not achieving anything. Like, it would find a card that had like a tap effect, and the tap effect did literally nothing on the board, and it would still go out of its way to just to tap that effect, even during its own turn. And it was like, you don't got to do that, man. It doesn't do anything. And I kind of feel the same way with Screeve and that token, but now that Screeve is dead, I don't have to worry about that, do I? No attack. We'll block. Atraxa can come down, and she is an issue. Can we mill our opponent out with Atraxa? That'd be kind of cool, being honest. I doubt it's functionally a proper way to handle the situation, but we're at our 1-1 marking, and our chances of victory at this point are very slim, so I might just try to mill my opponent out with Atraxa. Like, that is what I consider a valid strategy at this point. Yeah, no, thank you. So they can't play their Nyx Bloom Agent. Like, is this gonna work? I doubt it will, but it could. It doesn't even have to work, really, for that long. Like, if we tick up Wanderer twice more, we can just choose for our opponent to keep the Soul Warden, and Inspiring Overseer can continue its job as a blocker. Okay. Huh. Well, we lose a lot, but our Overseer is okay. Are they considering using a removal spell? Rough, yeah, but we're down to 6 mana too. It's really rough. And then Atraxa comes back. The mill out with Atraxa plan may not have been a good one. Well, look at us getting a start. Our opponent is definitely working hard for can they beat us without creatures? What can we name with Serra's Emissary that actually does something? Like, we're weirdly still in this game, which is something we have no business being in. I guess there's no need for blockers now. Our opponent Fairies Protection to block 10 damage. I guess that's a pretty... It's a decent chunk of life, right? But man, Containment Priest should be in this deck. I don't think it's illegal on Arena or in a Historic Brawl, but like, it should be in the deck, because I think that would make her plus just hard removal, and that's really good. You know, I gave you the option, right? Remember back like 5 minutes ago when I thought that I could mill my opponent out with Atraxa? It's a May ability. It's the May ability. That means it would never work. Right, I'll keep this, you keep that. No attacks. Mint or the make, he's just a blocker. Ew. Hull Breacher. Love to see it. Banishing Light. What we hitting? Okay, that's fine. So we have to choose creatures with our Serra's Emissary. Will this protect me from the bounce? I don't know. I think it does. So it looks like it does. Yeah, they can't choose Serra's Emissary. Because I have protection from creatures. Which they have the Wander in hand, so they could have just wandered, but... They're helping me draw cards. Yeah, well that's rough.